Let's talk about Tony Khan. He seemed to have made some headways over this week. So basically, a fan asked the coach if they would have Tony Khan on the Coach and Bro show. And if you don't know, the Coach and Bro show is a Jonathan Coachman, Vince Russo show that they do on like Thursdays or something on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they do it on the radio too, because they say something about what is it, Galaxy or some shit.
Couldn't tell you.
Well, I'm going to read the whole thing, so it's okay. But yes, that's the origin of it. Is some fan said something about having Tony Khan on. So it starts with Twitter user the Great One, and he says, "At Tony Khan, I don't watch AEW. I barely want to watch WWE right now. And if you agree to do a show with the coach and Vince Russo, you could possibly make me give an AEW another look." So to recap, this one single fan
Who doesn't watch?
called out, who currently doesn't watch the show, says, if you go on this show, you might get me to watch your show.
He's quite the salesman.
Yes. Like that one view is just that important. I mean, I guess if you want to have value of yourself, there you go. I mean, that's equivalent to the people. It's like, you lost my subscription. It's like, okay, buddy. But the coach responded to that. And he says, we have an open invitation for Tony Khan to come on our show. We had a great conversation today with one of his female stars, Maya. If he came on shows like ours instead of podcasts, if people will only ask questions they want to know instead of asking questions to make him think about how he is going about this business, then maybe a few things could change. I know this from my time in WWE. You can't possibly have all the ideas, and the more good people you put around you, normally the better any product is. Come on, Tony, any day. So that's what the coach said.
No.
Again,
You're invited, but we're going to challenge you.
I mean,
we're going to talk shit about how you run things. We're going to tell you how much better we would do it.
I don't think they would do that. I think they would be more so like...
Vince Russo's been talking shit about AEW for weeks.
Well, that's going to come into play. So, Tony Khan responds to that. And he says, I would love to come on the show with you, Vince Russo, coach. I've been a fan of both of yours for many years. Also, I think Vince is doing a tremendous job on JCW, which I enjoy very much. And with that, the internet exploded.
Didn't Vince Russo get like blacklisted from the All In?
I don't think he's ever been. I think that was it Jim Cornette very early in AEW was there and then pretty much shit on him after that? No, that was Eric Bischoff.
Yeah, that was Eric Bischoff. But I remember Cody tweeting something about Vince Russo not being allowed. So it was just interesting. Everybody's friends now.
Well, Vince Russo chimed in on this. Tony, bro. This is my best Vince Russo impersonation, by the way. It'd be an honor. Seriously. When can we do this? We're live on Stadium at 11 Eastern on Thursdays, bro. So that's what he says. After this, this is all in the same thread, by the way. Quickly after this, the next comment is from a fan, and it says, after years of jokes being made, and he's went back and screenshotted Vince Russo's YouTube thumbnails, and he has Tony Khan AEW social media. Yeah, one of them is like, this tweet has made you a joke of the industry, talking about Tony Khan's social media behavior. This was 3 years ago. We had one that says, what are you booking, bro? And then Tony Khan at a live event, also again 3 years ago. One of them, which, by the way, shows that this dude watched the whole video. The Ultimate AEW and Tony Khan ass. And this is the Mark Shut Up, Suck Up to Tony Khan. This was a year ago. And then the final one is, that's some weird shit, bro. Tony Khan, AEW Scrum, something.
So yeah, he's been quite critical of AEW and WWE, to be fair.
Yes. He's been critical of both. I mean, people were like, "Why would you agree to go on this?"
Why wouldn't he?
I mean, it would be good business for him.
It's not even business.
I
Like,
guess.
just like Coach said, they might actually exchange ideas, but they don't understand his point of view. They don't understand his thought process. If he explains his thought process, they can see his insight. Like, oh, okay, I see why you're doing that. And in turn, hey, we've been here before. Why don't we give you a few pointers? You can use it or you can say no. That's the point.
Yeah, and I think, and this is the whole thing, having people who's been around the business so long, maybe you want to listen to them.
And I'm not saying like even use their creative ideas. It's just operational stuff.
Yeah, like if they're like, "Oh, do this creatively," it's like maybe you don't listen to that. But if they have like, I don't know what other tips they can give. Open the show like this, or okay, like Stone Cold. Remember, he said the whole have three different formats for the show. Don't just like open the show the same way all the time. When he's talking about WWE,
Yeah,
he's talking about they're so formulaic. Kind of looks like they took that advice because after that, then things kind of. But yeah, he wasn't like specifically saying, "Hey, book this person," but it's just like that little advice. Have three different types of opens you can go to, not just this person getting to the building and sipping on some latte. Because yeah, we need to see what kind of drink they're walking in with. I don't watch every video, but I did definitely do see the Vince Russo thumbnails, and yes, it is a lot of who is this for? Remember, I talked about last week they were shitting on the Brock Lesnar and Obafemi thing. So yeah, he does a lot of shitting on the other companies, but he always brings it back to, oh, if you saw on JCW this week, bro, I did this, and if they would have done this, like, okay, I see what you're doing here. good on you for doing it, but I see what you're doing. You're not fooling anybody here.
Can't fault him for promoting his shit.
That's why they bring you in, is to promote the show. And if you're going to be a promoter, you always got to be a promoter. But wouldn't it be funny if we had a JCW and AEW something?
Sure. Why not? They collaborates with a whole bunch of other promotions.
Yeah, it would be something. I think they got a long way to go in JCW before they start to be. They got to fix the ring. I don't like the ring.
What's wrong with the ring?
Like the scribble all over it. The lighting. Just like they're wrestling under a black light.
I like the aesthetic.
You do?
The only thing I don't like is the fact that there's nobody wrestling.
Yeah. They got to get some talent. Did you see the pizza guy?
No.
There's some pizza guy, and his whole gimmick is like twirling around a pizza.
I may have seen him before.
I get the gimmick, but everything was revolving around him using that pizza.
I guess that would be another thing I don't like about it. It seems like it's very cartoony. Like everybody's got like some little special cartoon superpower.
Yeah, they take their gimmick all the way to the grave.
Yes. Which on one hand I respect, but they pick the stupid gimmicks. Like the zombies. Yes. And then you got the 90s guy. And you got Skinny Kane.
Oh, Cocaine? Yeah. Cocaine would be a lot better if he was like a tall guy.
Tall guy with muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they went like the direct opposite. A short guy with no muscles. A crackhead. There's actually a girl who seems to be something. Get her name off.
Oh, is it the one?
The American Gladiator looking girl?
Yeah, they gave her the no definition Rodriguez treatment. Because I was reading the comments. Oh, yes. She's going to be a star one day. Okay.
Well, she looks like she's the truth.
Sure.
Out of everybody there, she looks like, yes, she has an upside. I think she's used to be in either AEW or WWE for a little bit. Not main roster WWE, but like NXT. But yeah, she looks like she has a star written on her. She looks like someone you build the division around. And then if you just have someone like that for the men.
If it's the same girl,
then you got.
I don't know about that. I mean, if you're talking about the JCW roster, then yeah, but like the WWE roster, I think they're set.
Well, that's what I mean. And you just need someone on the men. Like the guy they're pushing right now, who they keep talking about is like the future. I don't even remember his name, but I don't know. He just looks like a Nothing special.
None of them look special.
Yeah. And that's the one thing. They just need to get better talent.
They need to get like their Rob Van Dam or hell, even a Tommy Dreamer. That's why I like it. Reminds me of ECW because it's all grungy and low budget and shit. But I like the aesthetic. It's like a modern ECW almost. And the scribbles work
Yeah.
because they're clowns.
I don't know. I think the scribble's a little too much.
Well, at least
they need
it
to.
doesn't have a Slim Jim and Real American Beer and shit all over it.
True. And yeah, let's get some better lighting going on in there. Because, like I said, it looks like we're watching it under a black light. So yeah, we fix that, get a little bit of better lighting, get some stars in there, at least stars that are in the making. Scour the world and find the best young talent that you can find that will be the future. Maybe you lose them to the bigger companies, but they could start there. But I do think ultimately, yes, they do have something brewing in JCW.
I just think it's different. I think AEW and WWE are basically clones of each other at this point.
Yeah.
And yeah, they just need people that want to go there. I just don't see that happening though.
Yeah, they won't be pulling people from anywhere. So yeah, the best part would be to get the talent from other places. There's so many indie places they can find talent.
Yeah, but the problem is most of the indie places are ran by WWE now or AEW.
And there it is. There's that WWE thing rearing its ugly head.
The ultimate goal is going to either be WWE and now AEW. So JCW is always going to be getting scraps. And there's MLW still. The decent talent that AEW or WWE doesn't want. And it's not, filtered through their many little channels like TNA or whatever. Then MLW might snatch up. Even NWA.
Are they putting these people under contract, you think? Or are they just...
I don't know.
I would think it would make sense not have these people under contract and just sign them for like a one-off appearance or, pay them per appearance. Maybe you have the same guy who can bounce around to the different promotions.
How are you going to book a storyline with a per appearance agreement, though?
Well, you sign them to a short-term, I don't know.
You sign them for like a year. I'd say, if anything, maybe a 2-year contract.
Or maybe you do sign them, but then you have it in the contract that they can wrestle other places.
Yeah, there's that. If they are under contract, I can't imagine there's a whole lot of restrictions like there would be with WWE.
Yeah, but they can't be playing that kind of game.
Like Billy Corgan ain't restricting OnlyFans. You don't have that pull.
Yeah. But yes, there it is. So we shall see if Tony Khan will go on the show. And I don't know if he does, I'll definitely be tuning in just to see how that goes. See if they pull their punches. Of course they will. But let us know what you think about it in the comments below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.